Thanks for joining us. I'm Megan Roberts. The Northwest Territories Seniors Society says it's receiving an increasing number of calls from seniors who are struggling to make ends meet. Calls to the nonprofit's helpline have tripled in the last year. And it says seniors are having to make tough choices, like between things like paying rent or buying groceries. Saloni Bugra introduces us to a senior in Yellowknife whose dream of retiring near her family has become a nightmare.
I am a homeless person, and that's shocking to me at 74.
Barbara Ellen has spent decades in Yellowknife, but left to live in Costa Rica after her retirement. Last month, she returned to Yellowknife.
I wanted to come back to spend some time with my kids before I pass.
But her search for an affordable place has been a nightmare. She says $2,000 a month is on the lower end for rent in the city these days. When living on pension, she says that's not an option. She's not alone. Seniors throughout the territory have been calling the Senior Society helpline 3 times more than last year.
Seniors are suffering.
She says that's because pensions haven't kept up with the growing cost of living and that seniors are having to make difficult choices.
They're at the point where they can't manage. They have to choose. Do I pay rent this week? Do I pay electricity? Do I pay for food? How do I survive?
As of last week, the wait time for social housing in Yellowknife was 2 years. The Senior Society is asking the territorial and federal government for more accessible and affordable housing.
By the time you hit seniors years, you should be able to feel secure in that you will have your basic needs met. I mean, that's why you pay into pension plans all your life and why you work hard all your life. And suddenly, seniors are just not able to buy food and pay their basic needs of, shelter, heat, clothing. These are not excessive needs. These are basic needs.
Housing NWT says it's working on 2 major projects with multiple affordable units in the city. CBC News also reached out to the federal government but did not hear back by deadline. As for Ellen, she says she'll continue to speak about housing challenges to help other seniors in the community.
But, there's only one way up after you hit rock bottom. So I'm going to keep being the voice for the homeless.
She's hoping the government will prioritize seniors on the wait list and open up more affordable housing in the city. Saloni Bugra, CBC News, Yellowknife.
The Hayaktukvik Community Food Center in Iqaluit has seen a 45% increase in daily visitors this summer. The center says it served a record-breaking 693 meals last Monday. The center's deputy executive director says the increase is because of income disparity and food insecurity in Nunavut. She says the numbers compared to previous years are concerning.
We've served in previous years almost about 8,000 to 9,000 meals a month. And then in one day alone, we serve almost 1,000 meals. That's a huge increase. It's outrageous. And that's why we call it a crisis.
She says the center is looking to secure additional funding to increase programs. An update to a story we brought you yesterday about the closure of 2 group homes in Iqaluit for children in care. Nunavut's Family Services has reversed its decision to end the contract with the operator of those facilities. In a news release this afternoon, the department announced it reached an agreement with the Onglarak Corporation to provide services until March of 2027. It says the extension means children and youth will have uninterrupted services. Onglarak was originally set to close 2 group homes this week because of a contract dispute. Its managing director says the decision is a huge relief for the youth, their families, and the company's 37 staff members.
When the news broke out, excitement filled the air. Here at Angarat, the youths were in celebratory mode. We hadn't done grocery shopping, so we went grocery shopping and they were getting all sorts of things to celebrate tonight that they are staying at their home.
Family Services says alongside the Ungarak Corporation, it'll conduct a joint review of program delivery and financial arrangements to ensure affected youth remain supported. Questions are looming about jobs and the cost of closing the Ekati diamond mine in the Northwest Territories. A BC court put the mine under receivership yesterday after the current owners failed to find a buyer. Today, the receiver, PricewaterhouseCoopers, is at the mine deciding what will happen next. Here's what's at stake. Between 340 and 360 people work at the mine, according to the GNWT and court filings. The GNWT says some workers will remain on site until the closure, but it didn't say how many. A creditor list for Ekati released in May shows nearly $400 million of debt to different parties, including more than 50 based in the NWT. That includes contractors, Indigenous governments, the territorial government, and local businesses. Right now, it's not clear who might get paid back, and the president of the Yellowknife Chamber of Commerce says the situation leaves many people in limbo.
Leading into the current process, someone were caught off guard, and they had money that ultimately they're losing. So, in a small market, these are not all of them are large corporations. So these are family-run businesses. They live in our community, and when you lose money, it's hard. It impacts, especially when you don't have a clear path to the future in terms of economic stability. So we're quite sensitive to that.
As for the cost of the closure, the GNWT says it's confident the $327 million set aside for reclamation should be enough. That money goes towards pulling down buildings, earthwork, and monitoring. The closure of Ekati is another blow to the NWT's economy. The territory's recent budget said mining, oil, and gas account for nearly a quarter of the NWT's GDP. Diavik Diamond Mine stopped operating earlier this year. Ekati is now in receivership, and the Gahcho Kué Diamond Mine is also struggling. This February, it said it was pausing an expansion project and talking about workforce reduction. In the face of so much change, the GNWT is pushing harder than ever for federal investment in major infrastructure.
High level, we're aware that the diamond mines were due to close, some on schedule, like Diavik, and others in this instance, Ekati, a bit before schedule. So it's certainly been something that we've been aware of would be coming. I think, to answer your question directly, we're very interested in the transition as these mines begin to reach end of life towards new opportunities that are on the horizon. So as everybody on the call would be well aware, there's been a lot of announcements lately around various investments, whether they're in the defense sector with the forward operating locations in Inuvik and Yellowknife, or in relation to major projects. And so the opportunity that still awaits us with those proceeding towards approval. So those are some examples where we really want to pivot and help make sure that there are opportunities for NWT businesses, the development corporations, and of course for workers to be able to move to other opportunities and stay and work in the territory and live here and contribute to the economy. So that pivot and trying to make sure as much of that investment sticks here in the north is the primary focus of our government, I think, now and going into the future for the next number of years.
It's also important to note that our territory continues to be recognized for its incredible mineral potential, and we have significant opportunities in critical minerals and other sectors. So our work continues with industry and Indigenous governments and other partners, of course, to attract investment and support sustainable economic development in the mineral sector.
Last month, the federal government announced 3 projects it wants fast-tracked in the north, including the Mackenzie Valley Highway and the Grays Bay Road and Port. But Ottawa's plan to speed up development continues to face pushback from Indigenous leaders across Canada. The Assembly of First Nations passed 2 resolutions at its annual assembly, opposing any attempt to dilute their rights or exclude them from decision-making. The CBC's Creason Ajgute reports.
Chiefs here voted almost unanimously on a resolution for the First Nations First Ministers meeting in the fall and what the focus will be. The chiefs are unhappy with Prime Minister Mark Carney's government to streamline major project approvals in Canada without Indigenous consultation, and if those reforms weaken environmental protections or sidestep Indigenous rights. The chiefs agreed to direct the Assembly of First Nations to assist in developing a national First Nations crown table on confederation and constitutional change to advance First Nations inherent treaty and human rights, and to have First Nations included in all fast-tracking legislation and major projects. Chiefs also unanimously passed an emergency resolution calling on Canada to have Indian residential school denialism to be treated as hate speech and included in Canada's criminal code, which was previously dismissed by Canada's Senate. Pimicikamak Chief David Moniaz says 185 children from his community who were forced to attend residential school have still not been accounted for. He says criminalizing denialism would honor the residential school survivors and prevent further harm against them.
Denialism seeks to minimize, distort, and deny the harms of residential schools.
This country perpetuates hate crimes. They condone it. And this is not acceptable to our people, to our survivors, and those that did not survive.
BC AFN Regional Chief Terry Teegee also said there is a rise in anti-Indigenous rhetoric, partly due to Trumpism politics bleeding into Canada. The ball is now in Mark Carney's court regarding the fall meeting scheduled for October and whether or not the Prime Minister agrees to the chief's resolutions. AFN National Chief Cindy Woodhouse-Neepanak says the time for a new Canada that includes Indigenous people is now, and she hopes the Prime Minister is listening. Kristen Ashkate, CBC News, Ottawa.
Wildfire smoke is lingering across the NWT, and air quality health indexes are recording higher levels of risk. Territorial health officials say wearing an N95 mask can make a significant difference in protecting your health. The CBC's Samantha Lee reports from Yellowknife.
It's an all too familiar orange glow. Wildfire smoke blanketing parts of the Northwest Territories once again. Territorial health officials are urging people to regularly check air quality health indexes and consider using N95 face masks on smoky days.
It's really important that that mask is well fitted, and it is recommended that you use that.
Yellowknife emergency room doctor Courtney Howard says well-fitted N95 masks filter out about 90% of fine particulate matter. Howard says any exposure to fine toxic smoke particles causes inflammation and increases risk.
These teensy tiny little particles have gone all the way into the bloodstream and are leading to inflammation.
She says inflammation can increase risk of respiratory disease, heart attack, cancer, and premature death.
We don't want our kids to get cancer long term. And so these are decisions we need to make on an everyday basis to protect our health now and into the future.
There is no number of emergency room cases linked to wildfire smoke due to data tracking limitations in the Northwest Territories. But are local residents ready to make masking a part of their routine? We took to the streets of Yellowknife to find out.
Personally, I don't. And I think it comes down to like risk tolerance, personal risk tolerance.
I never did, but I have seen people doing it, so yeah.
Would you consider doing it yourself?
Maybe. Maybe if it's too much.
Certainly, if it was worse than we're experiencing today, I would consider it for sure.
If you need protection, the territorial government is distributing free N95 masks at regional health box vending machines. But health advocates say the best way to stay protected is to avoid the outside air altogether and stay indoors. Samantha Lee, CBC News, Yellowknife.
And it's not just the north seeing smoky conditions lately. Many Ontario communities are now under special alerts because of heavy smoke drifting south from forest fires. It is so bad, it made Toronto's air quality the worst in the world. Christine Birak looks at the health implications.
After days of brutal heat across much of the country, an eerie orange haze rolled over most of Ontario, a thick, suffocating mix of heat and wildfire smoke, choking the skies and delivering dangerously poor air quality to millions of people. Those in Thunder Bay saw the worst of it.
Oh, the smoke was terrible. It was so thick you could just about taste it. And then we were getting burnt pine needles, ash falling down in the community.
With more than 800 active wildfires burning across Canada, emergency room doctors are warning Canadians to be cautious. Those at highest risk include the very young, older adults, and individuals with pre-existing conditions like asthma and heart disease.
It's hot and the air quality is poor. And so it doesn't take long for you to be outside, for you to then start sort of triggering inflammation and irritation in the lungs, and then need to come in for support.
Wildfire smoke contains dangerous tiny particles called PM 2.5. Because of their microscopic size, the pollutants can travel all the way down to the deepest part of your lungs.
And so people will come in with cough, with shortness of breath, with tightness in their chest, sometimes coming in with low oxygen amounts.
Common medications can also make people more vulnerable to heat. And with climate change, some doctors say too many seniors are dying in their homes.
That's why I've been advocating for a maximum indoor temperature bylaw for renters. And that's why I've been providing air conditioner prescriptions for people who are already eligible through existing programs.
With hot, hazy conditions expected in the days ahead, the advice from health officials is check your daily air quality ratings. And if it's smoky out, keep windows closed and move your workouts indoors until the skies clear up. Christine Burak, CBC News, Toronto.
The Carcross Tagish First Nation and the Yukon government have unveiled a new wildfire protection plan. It has more than 30 recommendations on how to make the community more fire resilient. Yukon Wildland Fire has some simple fire smarting steps the community and anyone can take.
A good way to start is if you were to walk around your home, you'll often notice there's places where like leaves and needles accumulate. It's often because that's where the wind wants to blow them. They're little eddies on your property. Those are places that embers would also accumulate. So walking around and removing any kind of dead brush, dead leaves, needles, all these vulnerabilities where embers from a fire could land and start something on fire, like a juniper bush or a spruce tree next to your home. That's actually what's likely to lead to the structure catching on fire. Often when we think about a raging wildfire, we imagine this 100-foot flame front approaching the community, and certainly that can happen. But like you say, it's about 90% of the structures that we lose are actually a result of embers.
The Yukon government is working with First Nations to develop community wildfire plans in Old Crow, the Kluane region, and around Beaver Creek and Watson Lake. Officials in Nunavik are warning that drugs contaminated with opioids are circulating in the region. It comes after a resident recently overdosed. The region's health board says preliminary test results on substances seized this week show some cocaine laced with fentanyl. Nunavik police say the drugs came from a woman in Inukjuak. She was found unconscious. Officers administered naloxone and took her to the community's health center, and she survived the incident. Police say there's a growing number of hard drugs in the region. They've seized 500 grams of illicit drugs this year alone.
Anytime a person is buying those kind of substance from the street market, it can contain any other additives such as opioid and other kind of substances.
Penton urges people to seek help if they suspect someone has overdosed. She says frontline workers carry naloxone kits, and they're also available at health centers. Signs of opioid overdoses include dizziness, difficulty breathing, and loss of consciousness. The government of Nunavut says it will not buy a piece of Canadian North. The deadline for that decision was today. In 2025, the Nunavut government signed an agreement with the Exchange Income Corporation, the owner of the airline. The agreement gave the government an option to become a minority owner. The GN had a year to decide whether to use this option, and it decided it would not. It says it can help maintain good air services in Nunavut without equity in Canadian North. A cultural advisor for a recent study in the NWT says more support is needed for northern research, and funding models need to accommodate traditional methods. Lila Fraser Erasmus acted as a cultural advisor for a study looking at berry patterns across the NWT. Fraser Erasmus says the berry study and its findings were important to local harvesters, so researchers involved them along with knowledge holders and gave them all space to lead conversations.
The thing about the Indigenous communities and the way that we understand, it's really all about the relationships, building the relationships, having that visual, having that understanding, being able to talk. And so the print material is one of the lesser forms of information that we would respond to.
Fraser Erasmus says non-Indigenous funders prioritize surveys and ballots over community gatherings like kitchen table talks, which she says benefit Indigenous communities. The Yukon is on track to eliminate hepatitis C by 2030. That's according to the head of a Whitehorse nonprofit that supports vulnerable people in the city.
In order to do that, we definitely need our community members and partners to be part of the conversation, to get educated, get tested, do things to prevent the spread of hepatitis C. So we do see cases, and it is more common among certain populations that are disproportionately impacted. And that's why we do events like this, to build awareness and make sure those services are accessible to everyone who needs them.
Blood Ties held its annual Hep C Carnival on Tuesday. Attendees played games and learned about the disease. People were also able to get tests and vaccines. The last time hepatitis C rates were reported in the Yukon was in 2020. The Public Health Agency of Canada reported 11 cases. Alhus believes between 15 and 20 people are treated in the territory each year. 2 months after Dawson City's iconic Westminster Hotel burned down, there are now plans to rebuild. The owner says he wants to honor the legacy of the hotel, but with some changes. Chris McIntyre has more.
Yukoners will never forget the Westminster Hotel. But looking at this empty lot where the iconic pink hotel used to stand, it's hard to tell it was the site of one of the most recognizable buildings in the Yukon. For one local, the Westminster Hotel was the first place he went when he got to town over 20 years ago.
Can't tell you how many weekends I spent in that bar, playing with my friends, rocking out to crowded houses, and sometimes not so crowded ones, to be fair. And it's something I'm really proud of and is a big, important part of my life, and I'm really, really sad to see it gone.
Crews have removed the hotel's remains. They're now using heavy equipment to remediate the area. Osen says rumors are circulating around town about what's next.
I hear that they are planning on rebuilding, to some extent, something along the Westminster Hotel, so I'm really happy to see that.
The hotel's owner, Paul McDonough, says he's still heartbroken over the loss, but confirms the rumors are true. He says he's got to find a way to move on, and that means rebuilding.
The new tavern will be bigger, about twice the size as the old tavern. And the reason for that is I want to be able to put a stage in and have bands come up and play. I won't have the financial resources available to do anything other than build out this new tavern. So building rooms or studios or rebuilding the lounge may be in the cards, but if so, it won't be anytime in the next couple of years.
McDonough says he's hired a contractor and construction will begin this fall. He anticipates having the new tavern open to the public next summer. This comes as welcome news for many musicians who have played at the historic location, including the likes of Gordy Tentries.
I think of the top 5 places, dive bar / local community hangout joints, hotels, and I've been touring for 20 years and I've played in 11 countries, and there is nowhere like the Westminster Hotel. I hope the new venue, new place embraces everybody in the community, those that also, don't partake in drinking alcohol anymore, for lots of reasons, lots of really good reasons. I think it would be great to have a venue that not only caters to one side that it has for many, many years, but also caters to another part of the community that doesn't go out to these places anymore. So it's really nice to see that come into play more in the Yukon, where everyone's welcome.
In the meantime, until something is built, this site will remain a source of old memories and new optimism for anybody who's ever experienced the Westminster Hotel. Chris McIntyre, CBC News, Dawson City.
NATO parliamentarians from 15 countries have arrived in Nunavut. Today, they viewed the deep sea port in Iqaluit, and they will also view other defense infrastructure in the city. It's all in an effort to gain a better understanding of Arctic defense. Politicians toured the port with Nunavut MP Lori Idlaut, and they also heard from Iqaluit's mayor. A delegate from Germany says the information covered is especially important right now.
There's so much focus internationally on this region, and I really feel that it's good to get first-hand knowledge of this region, and it's amazing people here.
The group is set to view other Coast Guard and aviation infrastructure in the city. Their visit wraps up tomorrow. And that is Northbeat for tonight. For news anytime, go to cbc.ca/north. Thank you for watching. I'm Megan Roberts. Have a good night.